Look, you're exhausted. And I don't mean just the kind of tired that a solid night's sleep or a quiet weekend can magically fix. It's that deep, bone-weary, cellular exhaustion. You know the exact feeling I'm talking about. You wake up after 8 hours of sleep and somehow it literally feels like you've just run a marathon in your sleep. Your joints ache with this heavy, dull throb. Your digestion? It feels like a fragile negotiation. We are never quite sure what's going to set it off. And then there's the brain fog, that thick, invisible wall that makes every single day feel like you're trying to move and think and breathe through deep water. You know, intuitively, right in your gut, that something is wrong. Your body feels like it's suddenly forgotten how to function. So you do exactly what you're supposed to do, right? You seek help.
Your labs are normal. It's probably just stress. You hear that, and wow. It's honestly one of the most uniquely devastating and isolating experiences in modern healthcare. You sit there in a clinical office, freezing under those harsh fluorescent lights, clutching a paper gown, trying desperately to explain the raw, debilitating reality of your daily life in a rushed 10-minute appointment, and you are just met with a blank stare. Conventional medicine totally dismisses your lived reality, basically because your pain doesn't fit neatly onto their standard diagnostic spreadsheet. So you walk out of that office feeling completely alone, and you're holding on to this silent, terrifying fear that maybe they're right. Maybe your body is just failing. Maybe it's breaking down piece by piece, and there's absolutely no way to stop it.
But what if your body isn't broken? I really want to ask you a fundamentally different question today. A question that completely flips everything you've ever been taught upside down. What if we've been reading the biological map entirely backwards this whole time? I want to introduce you to a profound shift in perspective. It's a totally new way of existing in your own skin that challenges this pervasive belief that chronic illness is simply a failure of your biological machinery. Just consider this for a second. What if the very things you've been told are random malfunctions are actually signs of an incredible, fierce, underlying intelligence?
Unexplained fatigue, stubborn weight that just refuses to budge no matter how strictly you diet or how hard you work out, creeping blood pressure, relentless digestive distress, brain fog, anxiety that spikes out of absolute nowhere. For decades, we've been taught to view all of these experiences as arbitrary malfunctions, right? A string of terrible luck, bad genetics, just your body rebelling against you for absolutely no reason. But this new framework we're talking about proposes something radically different and honestly, way more empowering. These aren't failures. They are highly intelligent, calculated defense programs running in response to a perceived systemic threat.
The old view sees a body failing and breaking down. But the new view sees an intelligent system running a highly coordinated defense program. Your body isn't confused, guys. It hasn't forgotten how to work. It is doing exactly what it has evolved over millions of years to do when it detects chronic stress, rampant inflammation, poor metabolic fuel, or just an overwhelming mechanical burden. It protects you. It actively changes how it operates, willingly sacrificing short-term comfort to keep you alive in an environment it perceives as hostile. And when you step back and look at the whole organism, it's wild. You stop seeing a collection of random, disconnected diseases, and you start seeing a synchronized, system-wide alert. This exact intelligent defense pattern repeats in literally every single system of your body, from the microscopic level of your cells to your vital organs and even your brain. Your body is engaged in this brilliant, desperate effort to shield you from harm.
Let's look at metabolic defense, the closed door.
So, insulin resistance. We hear about this constantly, usually explained as a broken lock, right? We're told the cell is just malfunctioning and stubbornly refusing to let insulin inside. But think about a house during a massive rising flood. A smart homeowner doesn't leave the front doors wide open. They barricade them. They board up the windows to protect the fragile interior from the floodwaters. This framework proposes that a sovereign cell, sensing it's already carrying way more metabolic burden or oxidative stress than it can safely process, deliberately closes its doors to additional glucose. It's not a broken lock, it's a protective blockade, a metabolic defense mechanism designed to prevent a cellular explosion. Moving on to digestive and immune defense, the overwhelm shield.
You see, your digestive system is not a passive waste bin. It's a highly sophisticated immunological command center. It's quite literally the border wall between the dangerous outside world and your pristine internal bloodstream. When that border wall is under constant siege, what we usually call leaky gut, the mucosal shield degrades. This happens when there's severe mechanical stagnation or when highly processed foods constantly irritate that delicate lining. The tight junctions, which are basically the strict security gates of the gut, are violently breached. Bacterial fragments spill directly into the blood, and your body, sensing an invasion, sounds a system-wide immune alarm. That resulting bloating, discomfort, and inflammation, they aren't just random annoyances. They are the active, raging battlefield of an overwhelmed shield desperately trying to heal and protect you.
Next is vascular defense, the compensatory pump.
High blood pressure or hypertension. When systemic inflammation is high, or when there's significant physical pressure pushing against your major blood vessels, your blood flow encounters immense resistance. Think of your circulatory system like a water pump located in the deep basement of a tall skyscraper. If the pipes running up the building narrow or get completely clogged with thick inflammation, that basement pump has only one choice: to get life-saving water to the top floor. It absolutely has to push harder. High blood pressure is incredibly often just the heart compensating. It's pushing furiously against physical resistance to ensure your brain and vital organs don't simply starve for oxygen. It is a desperate life-saving measure.
And that leads us to psychological defense, central energy conservation.
This intense physical defense doesn't just magically stop at the neck. The physical inflammation, the restricted blood flow, the metabolic distress, it all communicates constantly with your brain. We're frequently told that mood disorders are simply mysterious chemical imbalances. But what if they're a direct extension of this exact same defense system? This perspective frames anxiety, depression, and brain fog not as arbitrary neurological flaws, but as the brain actively lowering its metabolic thermostat. It triggers what biologists call sickness behavior. Think about the last time you had a severe flu. You didn't want to go out. You wanted to hide under heavy covers, avoid bright lights, and sleep for days. Your brain induces these feelings of depression and anxiety to force you to retreat and conserve vital energy because it senses a systemic threat. It's a neurological emergency cry for deep, profound rest.
A measurable physiological change is not automatically evidence of a system in disrepair. This is the ultimate transformative truth hidden beneath all of these seemingly disconnected symptoms. Just because a number on a lab test changes doesn't mean your body is broken. It can equally and often more accurately be evidence of a system actively managing a severe threat. Your body is consistently, desperately engaging in prioritized, protective self-regulation. It's adapting in real time, flipping switches, trying to keep you alive under modern conditions it was frankly never designed to handle.
Which means that PCOS, autoimmune flares, fatty liver, chronic fatigue, bloating, these are not dozens of disconnected random diseases that you just had the terrible luck to catch. This is the profound revelation here. They are different expressions of the exact same biological defense program. Your body is rationing energy to keep you going. It's deliberately storing fat as a safe house to sequester environmental toxins. It's intentionally raising vascular pressure to maintain vital circulation. It is sounding a massive immune alarm to protect you from what it sees as invaders. Your body is a genius, and it has been fighting for you this whole entire time.
And this highlights the tragic, honestly absurd blind spot of conventional symptom-chasing medicine. The conventional approach is exactly like waking up in the middle of the night to a blaring smoke alarm in a burning house and taking a sledgehammer to the alarm just to silence the noise so you can go back to sleep. It's completely absurd, yet this is the exact standard protocol for millions of patients every single day. Suppressing the symptom with a chemical doesn't stop the fire burning in the walls. The defense code, this entirely new reality we're exploring, is about putting out the fire. It's about discovering exactly why the body is defending itself in the first place and then removing the threat.
So, welcome to the Defense Code.
This is the manifesto for a completely new way to understand your physical reality. Our core philosophy here is incredibly simple, but deeply profound. Zero sabotage. Stop fighting your body. You have to stop treating it like a broken enemy that needs to be starved, medicated into submission, or punished through sheer exhaustion. Instead, we provide it with pristine, clean raw materials. We actively reduce the immense mechanical and inflammatory burdens, and we give your body the grace and the space to execute its default foundational state, which is massive, relentless repair.
Are you ready to stop fighting your body and start decoding it? The days of believing your body is broken are officially over. The intelligence inside you is vast, and it is working on your behalf every single second of every single day. If you're tired of being told you're fine when you know in your bones you aren't, and if you are ready to reclaim your biological sovereignty, then subscribe to this channel and join this movement. Let's decode the signals together. Because if your body has been fighting this incredibly hard for this long just to keep you alive, imagine what it could achieve if you finally started fighting alongside it.